Okay, this is Roxy Rose again, talking about transitioning late in life. As for me, I'm 49. I've been full-time on hormones and full-time transitioning for 2 years. So I transitioned at age 47. Hopefully you have watched the previous videos, because there's just way too much information for me to recap right now. But this will hopefully, if I can keep my gabbing to a minimum, this will hopefully be the last section on my story. Was transgendered from a very young age, raised in a very religious family. I was the middle neglected child, fit the bill to the T. My parents didn't like me, and I didn't really care too much for them. Got into a very serious accident when I was 17. That accident kind of changed my life. I became very religious after that, and I got married. And the byproduct of all that was my parents finally loved me for being religious and getting married and having children. So I was trying to, keep everything intact. As you heard in the last section, at about a couple months before my 10th year anniversary, I came to my spouse and I was coming out to her. I finally convinced myself that I needed to come out to her, and instead of accomplish anything there, she then divulged the fact that she was having an affair. And as I said earlier in the last section, that I went into survival mode, and I just felt like it was necessary for me to fix my marriage and do whatever it took. Well, I did. I tried to be, and I tried to overcompensate for all the deficit that I had in the bedroom regarding sexuality and attraction and being close. I overcompensated, and I became this person that she wanted. I was lip-locked with her constantly, out in public, everywhere. We held hands. We were inseparable. We were just like two kids, two honeymooners. But here we were, in our 30s and 40s, and we were always lip-locked. We were embarrassing to be around. It was terrible. In fact, there were people that told us that we got kicked out of an ice cream parlor once for just being too risque, making out, and things like that. And here we are in our 30s and 40s, and like I said, we were inseparable, lip-locked all the time. So that's how I kind of overcompensated. So as I said in the last section, we had another child, which made 3 beautiful daughters. And I still had this need and feelings of being transgender, and I kept, they never went away. And I just had to talk to her about it, And I had to come out to her, and I wanted to come out to my children, but I convinced myself that I wouldn't come out to my children until they were of an appropriate age. When I was 47, 2 years ago, my youngest daughter was just about to turn 18. Well, I couldn't excuse myself any longer, and I couldn't weasel out of it any longer, so I came out to my wife and her at that time. And so that was 2 years ago, or just a little over 2 years ago now. My daughter was very wonderful about it, and my spouse had a difficult time with it. She went on the internet, and she did some research and looked into it. She knew that I'd been through a lot when I was younger, and throughout our whole married life, she could tell that I was just a mess emotionally. And she could also tell that this was a huge weight that's been lifted off my shoulders by me coming out to her. And she was very supportive at first, and she was insistent that we would stay together. And I was thrilled for that. But, part of, it's, I have to say it's extremely difficult to live a married life and be transgender and try and keep that all under your hat. But then transitioning and being married is 10 times harder. I mean, this package that I had carried around with me my whole life, this neat, tightly wrapped package that I never let anybody into, or even myself for that matter in some respects, I kept tightly wrapped. And then during transition, you unwrap everything, and it just becomes a huge mess, an unruly mess. And that's even more difficult to deal with. But there's a lot of positive aspects as well, transitioning. There's just a lot of freedom, and just, it's been amazing. But because of everything that's been unwrapped and all these emotions that I'm now dealing with and acknowledging, well, it's been too hard on Patty, and she feels uncomfortable around me in public, so she's going to, we're getting a divorce now. Which is, no matter how I want to feel about it, I still feel, discarded, and I feel rejected. And I bounce back and forth between feeling angry and then sympathetic and appreciative of the time that I did have with her. But then I, go back to feeling angry and rejected. So it's been quite a roller coaster ride. But transitioning is still, in my mind, had to happen. And it has been beautiful, even though there's times when, I just don't think I can handle it any longer. And, I would just want it all to end. And then that's a fleeting thought. At the rest of the time, life is really, really beautiful, and it's amazing, and for the first time I feel like I could live my life and truly enjoy it. And for the first time I have friends that I let be friends to me, that I let them in close to me. And now when they see me, and if they choose to like me or love me even, then now I feel like I'm truly loved, and they truly like me. And that's something that I never ever felt. And that's just amazing to feel that, even late in life. It's still just amazing to feel those feelings. So this has been pretty hard, but it's been fulfilling and therapeutic for me to be able to talk about these things. And I hope somewhere, somehow, that there's somebody out there that finds some benefit of my story, and maybe a little comfort that it might bring to them, and maybe a little entertainment too to some people. There's a lot more to talk about, and I'll be making some more videos. Hopefully fun, lighthearted ones, like transgender lactation, or transsexual lactation. That was fun for me to make. I promise that I won't be squirting the camera with breast milk anymore. I know that a few of you felt uncomfortable about that. But there's a lot to talk about, and I look forward to making some more video clips. And, well, this has been Roxy Rose. It's been a lot of fun, and it's helpful to me, and I hope it's helpful to you. And we will hopefully see you a bit later. Bye-bye.